Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is KHAIRUL FIKRIZ bin EMRAN. My ID number is 201944414182. This project is civil engineering material sustainable product, and my lecturer is Sir Muhammad Bazli Farid Muhammad Fuad. This is the content of my report. First, introduction, methods, the result, discussion, conclusion, and the references. Introduction. Okay. This project was carried out to interpret studies carried out by researchers around the world in making future sustainable concrete or brick for potential application in civil engineering field. Studies carried out by researchers around the world are one of the initiatives in addressing the problem of manufacturing construction materials using material from non-renewable sources. In addition, it aims to utilize sustainable products from recycled goods. This ECS246 project focuses on studies that have been successfully conducted in the use of sustainable products in the manufacture of building materials in the civil engineering field. The methods. In conducting this study, the researchers only mix sustainable product material in the production of building materials. For example, in brick manufacturing, researchers have mixed 5% of fresh hash ash (RHA) and sugarcane baggage ash (SCBA). Besides, they have also added 3 separate concentration on the oat or barley hash in ratio 5%, 10% and 20% in producing brick. Okay, next, they have also conducted studies in concrete manufacturing by replacing untreated sugarcane (BHH) SCBA by a volume of fine aggregate in concrete in ratio of 0%, 10%, 20%, 30% and 40%. Also, they have mixed BHH by the weight of cement in concrete production in ratio of 0%, 5%, 10%, 15% and 25%. This is the result from what the sustainable product in the article and what is the result. Okay, first sustainable product is palm oil fuel ash, POFA. The result is it made a fly ash bridge that improved significantly after adding 10% of it. Next is concrete. Okay, they will improve the performance of the concrete in its fresh and hardened states. Also, it has enhanced the workability of homogeneity of fresh concrete as well as the compressive strength, tensile strength, permeability of water and modulus of elasticity. Okay, next sustainable product is rice hash ash, RHA. Okay, the result is it was development of self-compacting concrete. Okay, next is pit oil clinker, POC. It was improving the engineering properties of pit, and in a separate research incorporated POFA or palm oil fuel ash in developing necessary components. Okay, next is sugarcane ash, SCBA. Okay, the result is in the place of cementitious materials, thereby eliminating the release of GHGs from production processes. SCBA also lead to a decrease in compressive strength and a decline in the property of fresh concrete. Okay, the last sustainable product is BAH. Okay, the result is cement mixed with 10% of BAH demonstrated the best results, such as higher compressive and flexural strength after 90 days. The discussion from this project is the study focuses on the different applications of agro-waste in the creation of environmentally friendly building materials. Based on the evaluation of the different articles, several noteworthy findings that outline. Okay, first is due to the porosity and low compressive strength of the agro-waste, the brick made by combining it with clay will light in weight. However, rising the agro waste ratio did not eradicate the lightweight character of the brick, since the best performance of the brick was only found at low ratio percentage. Second, it was discovered that combining more than one type of agro-waste materials in the production of building materials increased the performance and quality of the end product. Additionally, the construction material may meet social sustainability requirements by promoting employment opportunities for local communities that reuse agro-waste materials in the building materials development. Okay, based on the study conducted, there were several questions asked. First, how well the study? Okay, the answer is research went smoothly because the material used were very easy to find. Also, the material used is agro waste. Then, in terms of spending money, is not the problem in conducting this research. Okay, next is how accurate were the results? The answer are the results of the research are very convincing because it is conducted by highly knowledgeable people. Besides, this research is accredited by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, US National Library of Medicine. Okay, the last question is, what aspect of the research work were unclear? How do the study going to contribute to development of future sustainable product? Okay, from the aspect of this research, there is no doubt because the results obtained are very successfully. And while the study are able to produce material used in construction in the future with more strength and durability and able to solve problem in manufacture of building materials that use non-renewable material resources. Okay, the conclusion. The review paper looked into the use of agro-waste material in the production of long-lasting building materials. A review of various research studies found that incorporating natural organic waste from agricultural processes such as sugarcane base, rush ash, and among other things, into the manufacture of various construction materials improve their overall physicochemical and thermal qualities and as well their sustainability properties by lowering cost and buying. Furthermore, the finding revealed that using agro-waste based construction material resulted in better durability benefits. This is the references or the article that I used to make this project. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad NORHAIQAL SUHAIMI and I'm from J4 EC1104A. And today I want to present about future sustainable product in construction for civil engineering materials, ECS246. So I choose a sustainable concrete. Introduction. Green concrete is created from concrete debris that is environmentally beneficial. Green concrete is also known as resource-saving buildings with little environmental effect. A potentially sustainable new kind of concrete was developed, which may make it the most ecologically friendly sort of construction material. In its conventional form, concrete is comprised of cement combined with a variety of coarse aggregates such as gravel, limestone, or granite, as well as certain finer particle aggregates such as sand or fly ash. The availability of aggregates has recently become a concern as a result of ongoing mining. To some extent, a substitute must be found to solve this difficulty. Nowadays, there is a solution to some extent, and the solution is known as green concrete. Green concrete has nothing to do with color. Green concrete is also cheap to produce because waste products are used as partial substitute for cement. Charge for disposal are avoided. Energy consumption in production is lower and durability is greater. There are also certain advantages to utilizing green concrete, such as the fact that it lasts longer. Utilize industrial waste consumes less energy and emits less carbon dioxide. So the methods that used for these studies is for the make a concrete, the traditional ingredients is cement, coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. And for the sustainable product that used for this study is cement use municipal solid fly ash. For coarse aggregate, recycle, concrete and masonry. And fine aggregate use demolished brick waste or quarry dust. Fly ash as cementitious material. Fly ash is a thin powder that may fly a long distance in the air. The use of fly ash concrete in place of Portland cement concrete will not only result in significant reduction in cement and energy usage, but will also bring economic benefits. In conducting the study, the researcher replaced the original cement with 80% of fly ash. It can replace 100% with fly ash, but it requires a chemical activator. It is especially well suited for mass concrete application since it creates less heat of hydration. Fly ash used in concrete improve the workability of plastic concrete and the strength and durability of hardened concrete. Recycle concrete and masonry as aggregates. Coarse recycled concrete and masonry are graded aggregates made from sorted and clean waste concrete and masonry that are generally used in road construction. The material may contain small quantities of brick, gravel, crushed rock, or other forms of stony material as blended material. The shape grading and excessive amount of fine may impact the workability, bleeding rate, finishability, and susceptibility to plastic cracking of concrete. And lastly, quarry dust. Quarry rock dust is described as the residue, tailing, or other non-valuable waste material left over after the extraction and processing of rock into small particles with a diameter of less than 4.75 mm. Quarry dust contain rough, sharp, and angular particles which improve interlocking and hence increase strength. The availability and suitability of alternative materials for sand in building projects must be considered. The usage of quarry dust can occasionally result in an increase of amount pollution in the environment. The amount of cement necessary to keep the surface workable. When compared to ordinary concrete, quarry rock dust concrete has a higher sulfate and acid resistance and lower permeability. Quarry rock dust concrete, on the other hand, absorbs less water. Conventional concrete is a little bit higher. Discussion. Based on the study, there is a few questions asked that need to find the answer. Firstly, how well the study? The study went well because the main idea for the study is concrete. So there is many material that can use to make sustainable concrete such as fly ash that used for cement replacement, recycled concrete and masonry as aggregates, and quarry dust for fine aggregates. Next, the result from the study is acceptable because it is run by the highly knowledgeable person and also referred by many reliable resources. Lastly is from the study, the result is no doubt, and the result from the study able to produce a sustainable product to make a concrete that economical friendly with more strength and durability for future. Conclusion. Green concrete technology is one of the most important measures a building sector can take to achieve sustainable construction. We can assist decrease environmental concerns and conserve naturally accessible material for future generation by using waste material as alternative. Green concrete has lessened the environmental effect of concrete industry by lowering carbon dioxide emission by 30%. The heat and fire resistance of green concrete is excellent. The use of waste materials such as ceramic waste and aggregates in concrete recycling has boosted the usage of waste product in the concrete industry by 20%. As a result, green concrete use less energy and more economical in use. So this two is a list of reference that I use to make the research for this presentation. So thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is UZAIR HAFIY bin SABARIN and I'm from class J4 EC1104A1. We'll be presenting about the assignment that we come out with, which is the future in sustainable concrete, and it is prepared for Sir Muhammad Bazli Falik Muhammad Puat for the assignment. And this is a grouping assignment. As we all know that we given 1 week to complete this assignment. So the contents for this assignment is first the introduction, second is the methods, third is the findings, fourth is the discussion, fifth is the conclusions, and also lastly the references. Next is the introduction. First, the sustainability in modern day civil engineering had become one of the toughest challenges faced by many engineers throughout the world, as they are also in need of balancing the economic growth. As for what that is built today will be used in the future by many generations, it is important for a greater approach to a more green materials, especially in the use of concrete. As we all know, concrete had been widely used around the world in the making of infrastructure and building. And sustainable material is one that has been created and developed with lesser impact to the environment. So it is important for students of civil engineering to be able to come up with the idea and vision of the future in modern engineering, as they play an important role in building the civilization. Students are required to come up with the research regarding the main topic on future sustainable concrete and how it will or may affect the field of civil engineering. Among the methods that I have found during my researches, that the researchers had come up with the methods, which is the first, producers and contractors are expected to preserve natural resources while also maintaining the quality of the product. They will then search for the method in constructing the material that will increase the sustainability of an infrastructure. In order to make a better choice in the sustainable material, it is better through the absorption of carbon dioxide in the manufacturing process. Also, through the replacement of a small percentage of a cement or aggregates with other waste or residual materials, for example, the ground granulated blast furnace slag, which is the GGBS, or pulverized fly ash, which is the PFA. And then they will then measure the differences in environmental impact a sustainable material would leave rather than a normal material. So it is important for them to be able to differentiate between each of the pros and cons that the material will produce, and how it would differentiate from a normal material and how it would benefit than a normal material. Next, for the results, the type of sustainable products that I have found is first the ashcrete, which a combination of ashes that is traditional concrete that uses recycled fly ash. So the name is ashcrete. And for the results, it reduces carbon dioxide emission, and 25% of the cement can be replaced using high volume fly ash concrete. And it also increases the strength of the concrete. Next is the blast furnace slag, which can replace up to 70 to 80% of cement and improves the durability of the concrete. All of these Durability is because it is less permeable. And next is microsilica, which can replace 7% to 12% cement in concrete, making the concrete less permeable and it is commonly used nowadays for structures that are exposed to harsh chemicals, such as more of a building that needs to expose to the outside through acid rain or what do we call that, a harsh environment. Next is a fibrous concrete, which the results it can it is it needs small amount is enough to combat the ill effects of concrete. For the discussion, upon the completion of the research that have been done on the topic regarding the sustainable material, students of civil engineering are able to identify all of the different types of sustainable material used in modern day cement or concrete together with each different benefit. Together with the help from article found, students are able to identify and get to know the principles and ways on producing the green concrete. Uh, this is also by through the reading that the students are able to visualize how it is that need that the sustainable concrete is made. Through these researches of article also helps more in giving students a way to learn about the practicality of a sustainable concrete in everyday life. For each of the studies that the students had searched, many results can be obtained from the findings of each sustainable material, with each of the materials produce a different findings. As we can see from the previous slide, which is each of the different type of sustainable products will result in different outcome. Next, based on the researches that have been conducted through the articles, there are several questions that we need to be asked. First is on how well are the studies. This is to ensure that the studies is legit, and not only that, it also that the studies is well done, well made. The answers for it is that the studies are very relevant and had showed major success in the results for each of the material used as a way in producing sustainable concrete. Other than that, the next question is how accurate were the results? And the results were important as it would affect in the knowledge of the students, as we want to know how the concrete is made. And so the results is very important, and the accuracy of the results is also play a role in gathering an accuracy. It is found that the results for each of the findings is from a trustworthy sources and were performed by highly knowledge producers or contractors through many trial and error. So to go through many of the findings, they must first test out their findings, and later on came up with a result. It is also noted that these results is similar with the ones from different articles, showing that the accuracy in the reading of the results are all the same. And finally, what aspects of the researchers' works were unclear is how does the studies are going to contribute to the development of future sustainable products. The aspect that is quite unclear that I have found is about the researchers' work is how does the process and what tools is required in having to get the sustainable product. So what this means is that the students are unable to quite understand the process because there is not much pictures or videos that really shows how the process is made, and it is also unclear due to the fact that it is hard to visualize the process of it. Besides, the product that the researchers team had come up with will or already have contribute in the future, where the product used in producing cement or concrete of a building would leave less impact on the environment while also being able to sustain the building's integrity for future proof. As we all know that the building that we build today will also be used by future generations to come. So it is important for the integrity of a building will stay put for the future to come. For the conclusion, to conclude the studies that the student had come up with, it is found that the sustainable product had been used widely in replacing ordinary products, and it also shows that the future of civil engineering had really increases throughout the year and also seems to be greatly implied in building a stable economy while also delivering a greater result. Through this implementation, a greater result can be achieved with also showing a better replacement for the future of sustainable concrete. Other than that, it is also a lot more beneficial when it comes to using different material for the sustainable product, as many of the material comes naturally. It is also noted that through the studies shows how big of an area of opportunity there is for future engineer that they can contribute their will and their knowledge in the studies of maintaining and improving the working of an engineer. So for future engineers, that is the students, it is very important for them to be able to gain this knowledge and to practical it through their everyday lives, as they will also become a future engineer in times to come. So here is my references that I have gained from the internet, which is an article or two. And I think that is all from me. And thank you, Subazli, for having your time. And thank you everyone for making this assignment happen. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.